Hello, everyone. I'm so delighted to see you, and my heart feels full right now. Um, what we're going to talk about today is freedom as part of our peace, our inner peace. So I'm going to start off with setting the intention. As we sit together, may it be with the blessings of the divine that we cultivate peace for ourselves. In this practice, may we heal ourselves and reside with the divinity that illuminates us. Through this practice of being in peace, we bring peace to the world that surrounds us. Just take a nice deep breath and notice where you're at. And the topic of freedom. So, what is freedom? Have you guys thought about, like, what is freedom really? And what gets in the way of a person's freedom? And when you think about, like, babies are completely free, right? Like, they poop when they want, they scream, they sleep when they feel like it. And what happens to all of us is that we become socialized. And this is necessary. You know, we have to grow up and be responsible adults. We live in a civilization, and it would just be utter chaos if we all had that same freedom as babies. It'd be messy too. So it is a restrictive conditioning, right, that we all go through. So, but what I'm actually talking about is spiritual freedom. And so, what is that? And I like to think about freedom as like an inner state of being. And when we don't feel free, it's very hard to have peace. So if we think about, and you can think about, what is it that restricts your freedom? Could be financial, right? Notice how restrictive that can feel. You can't go where you want, you can't buy what you want. You're worried about money, which is a very unfreedom kind of a feeling. And what does freedom feel like? What does inner freedom actually feel like? I've thought a lot about Nelson Mandela, who was in prison for over 20 years. I think it was close to 30. And I'm sure that it was hard in many, many ways. And I think it became part of his spiritual practice of cultivating freedom internally. So having that freedom of mind, heart, and spirit. Just take a breath. Nice deep breath through the nose, exhaling out your mouth. Because the other thing that can affect our sense of freedom is our body, just aging in general. But if there's an injury or an illness, could be some trauma in the emotional space. There could be trauma just from culture, right? Culture, race, religion, whatever restrictions. And just notice right now, as I talk about this, what comes up for you. How does your body feel? And because of that conditioning that starts so young, the feeling of not being free is very familiar. And you might have a memory of a time where you felt incredibly free. And for many of us, that was the first time we got to leave home. And I know for myself, just being 18, going to college, I was terrified, but also I felt so free. So notice in yourself, what what does freedom feel like? When was the time that you felt free? I've heard of people feeling so free when they're really in the zone of doing something they love. Could be surfing, could be riding their bike, or could be painting. Notice for yourself, where or how does that inner sense of freedom show up for you? You might not know yet. So I find that having that sense of inner freedom is directly linked to that feeling of inner peace. And what kind of comes to my mind right now is how sometimes on the road, this happened yesterday, and there was somebody who was obviously not sure where they were going. But the traffic, it was a two-lane road, and people were moving slow, and there was somebody who wanted to go fast. Faster than the traffic limit, and faster than the person in front of them who was searching for the right street to turn on. And when that person finally got out of his car, finally got out of the way of the one who was feeling so restricted, he just gunned his car and just leapt forward. And and you can tell that that person probably wasn't feeling inner peace at any moment of that experience. No inner freedom. He was feeling very restricted, and no inner peace. So just start to settle into your body. Notice what's here for you right now, because I'm sure we've all been in a similar situation where something, someone, some condition was really in the way, or that's what we believed. And as you take that deep breath and you ground, the first chakra grounding, just bringing your attention to that space, the first chakra right in front of the tailbone. And letting that connection unfold. There's no forcing, just allowing that your breath and then the connection of your first chakra, the root, growing all the way down to the center of the planet and hooking in with these strong roots. And as you ground and take a breath now, having that intention, bringing in the power of your own intention that you can release, that this grounding cord serves as a conduit to release energies that don't serve you. And you can use that image of water at the bottom of a shower, your breath, like this water rinsing off of you. And as you exhale, it just flows down the drain at the first chakra and just flows all the way down to the center of the planet. And remembering that the first chakra, the root chakra, and when grounded, it brings a sense of presence. It gives your body like a energetic connection with the earth. And then it also provides an energetic connection for you as a spirit to be present, a mindful presence in your own self, in your own body. So it's a connector, and it also is a conduit to release foreign energies, like a grounding wire on a house. So when something is happening or you encounter a type of energy has probably little to do with you, it can have a place to go. It doesn't have to land inside of you. It just travels through. And noticing your feet now, the weight of your feet or the position, and sensing whatever is inside. Bringing your breath right into this part of your body. Breathing in here, exhaling through your feet. And then moving your attention through your ankles. Just sensing what's there. And breathing into this part of your body as well. And then noticing your calves, your shins and the calf muscle. Include that into your breath. And then your knees. And sensing right into your thighs. Feeling the strength of them, the solidity in your legs. And breathing right into this part of your body. Deep breath. And moving your attention now up into the hip joints. And then from that space, bringing your attention down into your pelvic floor. saying hello to that first chakra and noticing your grounding. And pay attention now to your lower body in this concept of freedom. Just notice what is present here. In this area, you might find the energy of financial restrictions, survival concerns, and just give it a breath. And then whatever's not serving can be released. And whatever wants to be seen can show up in a way that you can greet it and release it as needed. Maybe a couple of breaths into the lower body. And bringing your attention closer, higher up into the belly button area and above. And as you breathe into this space, this is the will. Many people have some energy here when it comes to the concept of freedom. Just notice what is in your space here. Breathing, exhaling, and letting go. And it might show up as tension, it might show up as a color. It might show up as you feel sleepy or you feel tired. And just give that a breath. Exhale it out. Inner freedom is a vibration. It's a state of mind. It's also a state of heart. Freedom. And notice what is in your heart right now. How has freedom been restricted in your heart? For some people, it's about deserving. You don't deserve that. You can't have that. Just breathe into it and exhale out. And maybe a couple of breaths here. Exhaling it out. Letting it go like water at the bottom of a shower, just flowing out. And a lot of these restrictions, they serve us, right? We can't be running around like saying and doing everything that might come up. So I guess what I'm talking about here is discernment, appropriate action, and see what's up in your throat, because this is where a lot of conditioning happened. What we say, how we say it, and just breathe in here. Appropriate action would be asking for what you want, being able to speak your truth from your core. Just breathe here, breathing in and exhaling out all that no longer serves. And then moving through, because the throat, this whole area, it would include your mouth, your jaw. Just give that a breath. Breathing right into the physical part of the body, the voice box too. Exhaling it out, whatever no longer serves. And then bringing your attention right into the middle of your own head. What are you not supposed to see or know? Just breathe into it. Your own freedom to see and to know. And sense yourself. Just be aware of yourself as you go through this. One more breath for your own seeing and knowing. Really letting go what no longer serves. And then notice yourself bringing your attention, the power, the point of your attention, right behind your own eyes. And feel yourself there. You might notice like a feeling of a little pressure or a lump. And imagine out in front of you a clear soap bubble. I want you to go ahead and also envision that this bubble has a grounding of its own. It's grounded. And ask the bubble, just Put in the remark, show me. I want to see the color or the image that represents my inner freedom. And I see all kinds of beautiful images right now. Hummingbird, a flower, the sky. And just notice for yourself what this looks like. And for some of you, it could be dark and you don't see anything. And that's okay. Work with your intention. If you could see it, what would it look like? The intention being you want to see it. Now start to also allow a beam of this golden divine light coming in to the bubble. This glistening clear soap bubble filling up with sparkling golden divine light. And it rinses out anything that is ready to be released from that space of your inner freedom. And grounding it, letting that golden light just rinse off, clear off anything that is ready to be released. Anything that gets in the way of you embodying your own inner freedom. And notice how you feel about this as you look at it. Notice what comes up on the inside. What does it feel like to you? Your inner freedom. I want you now to just bring that glistening golden filled bubble over to that space above your own crown chakra. Just invite it over. You can even use your hands, just gather it up. This beautiful, lush, golden bubble filled with your own inner freedom. And let that start to just melt right into you. Pouring in through your crown, filling up your whole head, flowing down this golden sparkling light, filling up your throat and your shoulders, breathing it in, envisioning, imagining, knowing, feeling all this light coming in. Filling up your whole torso, your chest, your back and your belly. This golden light filling up your lower body, your seat, the very, very bottom core of you, filled with light, and your arms and your legs. Deep integrating breath. And from this place, set your intention. What would you like to experience? There you go. And when you're all filled up, we just give it a little bow. Just bend forward, just like that. So with the people who attended live, we did like a closeout. And so with all of you who are doing the video, you're most welcome. And thank you very much for being a part of it. And please like and share if you can. Thank you. And I wish you the best, that the inner freedom leading to inner peace can come for you. Thank you.